On this episode of Lumber Creations, I'm going to be building one of Legolas's fighting knives. Before we begin, I would like to apologize for the camera quality. As you're about to see, it's not as good as the original video, but that's because I took a very long break, as you know, and I'm still trying to figure some things out with recording and audio, so be patient for this episode, and I promise the next episode will be better. To begin with, I take out a plank of wood and make the proper dimensions for the blade, splitting the plank of wood in half. I also have to be sure to mark down the engravings for the blade for a later process within the video. So now that I've marked in the engravings, it's time to actually carve them out on the wooden plank. Now that everything's been drawn onto the wooden plank, it's time to start cutting out the blade. To do this, I used a Black & Decker single speed jigsaw.
Alright, so now that I have my desired part from my piece, I'm going to be using a cylindrical rasp, a regular rasp, some sandpaper, and the mouse in order to make a cylindrical handle and to put bevels onto the blade part in order to give it the more sword-like look. So this process is going to take a very long time due to the fact that the only automatic tool I have is the mouse, and I have to do all of the edges, and the handle has to be more elevated than the blade part, so I'm just going to cut straight to the finished object. Okay, so I finished sanding the blade, and here's how it turned out. I actually really like the look of it. I have the edges properly grinded and sanded down. And I made the handle comfortable for the hand to lay rest on it. So now the next portion will be the design of the blade.
This is what the blade looked like after the initial cutting process. And throughout the designing process, this is what it looked like. And of course, I wasn't really proud of it. And I most definitely was not happy with this side by side. So fortunately, because it was only acrylic paint, I was able to scrape it all off with a sandpaper square. And to achieve its best look, I just left it as a bare wooden blade. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment below on what you'd like me to build next. I apologize that I didn't look at the comments from the last video. As I said before, there was a bit of a break, so it was kind of difficult to coordinate all that, but this time I definitely will take suggestions and look at them all. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in next time for a brand new video of a brand new build.